I lost small, like something like 400 bucks, but I took relatively passive lines, and especially in the last couple hands, that maybe I would like to have back, especially in limped pots. Now, I don't want to be results oriented, because what's funny, I don't want to ruin it, is that if I had taken some more aggressive lines, I probably would have stepped in it, but that's not the point. I still think that I might have misplayed some of these hands.
Oh yes! Well, you have seen the way that I used to drive into Peppermill many times on this vlog from South Reno. This is the first time seeing the way I would drive in from East Reno. But still listening to the Crush Live Poker Podcast. That is Bart Hansen. That is the best place to go for poker strategy content when you're on the go listening to podcasts or when you're at home watching videos. Either way, you can get both those at a discounted rate. All you have to do is go through the link in the description below and then enjoy 25% off for life. And that is simply hard to beat. We got a 5-10 game coming together at Peppermill. I do believe it's 5-10. I would prefer it to be 3-5. But if the lineup is good, I guess I can't complain about it being 5-10. And as of last check, when I looked at the list, the lineup was not particularly terrible. I'm rocking the Golden Knights 2023 Stanley Cup Championship shirt that Scott Bean brought me back the day after that game, which was still amazing. And yes, losing in 2026 just makes 2023 all that much sweeter. But enough about hockey. Let's play some poker right now. Vlog 344 would come your way from Reno, Nevada. A place where I would once again play Red Hawk with this girl, and once again just barely fail on my goal to break 90. A place where Josie usually refuses to ride in the back seat. A place where Joshua trees are not native, but this one is here and clearly on steroids. And a place where I recently saw Rise Against for the third time, and for the second time, I'm going to do this. Who the hell is this guy? Alright, where is my guy, John the Concert Merch King, when I need him? Anyway, as far as this session of poker, I would have to wait around until noon, but I would get a seat in the 5-10 game on table 1. The rake has been raised. Now up to $7 a half hour. I find that unfortunate. The comps, though, are up to $3 an hour. More on comps coming up. Oh, and there is now a clock when someone calls the clock on someone. Interesting. First hand would come when vlog favorite Crazy Joe Namath limps in the low jack. Oh, by the way, Crazy Joe told the story about how the first pass that 16-year-old former soccer phenom Freddie Adu ever received for DC United was from his son, Brian Namath. I have pocket 9s in the cutoff, and I raised to 4x here. Button is the game's loosest player, and he makes the call. Crazy Joe also comes in. And with 125 in the pot, the flop is Jack 6 deuce with 2 diamonds. I still feel 9s will be good here quite a bit, so I value bet 2 green chips. Button folds, but the low jack calls. So with 225 in, the turn is the 8 of hearts. He checks, and I would give this some thought and decide that the pot was big enough. River is the ace of diamonds. He checks here, so should I turn 9s into a bluff to get him off of a jack? In this case, I think the answer is no. First of all, he might try to check raise his flushes, knowing that I'm capable of value owning myself from watching the vlog. And secondly, he might call with the jack. So, with those two factors in mind, I check it back and he turns over Queen 5 of diamonds for the flush. Some people might overlook that hand. Anyway, he would scoop it and take down the vlog's first pot. We then get under the gun, opening to 40 and +1 and +2, making the call. I have 9, 7 of hearts in the big blind and close the action. So with 125 in the pot, the flop is 4 deuce, 2 hearts, giving me a flush draw. Nobody bets here. And the turn is an offsuit 7. So I have top pair with a flush draw, and I bet it for 55. Under the gun, snap calls. And +2 does so as well. So still 3 ways with 290 in, and the river is another 7, giving me 7s full. I bet out for 150 here, hoping that a hand like pocket 8s will consider bluff catching. Under the gun calls immediately. And I found myself thinking, I can't believe that I've actually sat down in this game and managed to run this good, this fast, and win this decent-sized pot. Other player folds, the pot is $590, and I wouldn't win the pot. I would merely chop it, as the river was one of the worst cards for me against Under the Gun, with him tabling 7-6 for the chop, though who knows, maybe I ran good if the other guy had a bigger flush draw. You guys want to see a really sad moment from me? Let's do comp corner. This is really going to hurt, I think. I cannot tell you the last time that this happened. Look at that. Taking Anna to a bunch of dinners while not playing any poker the last couple of months. I feel like Reno Grinder all of a sudden. So I'd chop that one and then lose the next 3 small pots I'd play, being stuck a little on the day. We would then get an under the gun raise from a player who would never do that without a big hand. Probably Jacks plus and Ace King. So the idea of 3-betting 10s on his immediate left was not an idea that I liked. So I make the call, as does one other. And with 165 in, the flop is King 10-3 all diamonds, giving me middle set on a monotone board. To my surprise, it gets checked to me. I value bet my set for a little under half the pot here, and the original raiser Under the Gun is my only color, and I already found myself kind of surprised that he would choose a check call line with any hand in this spot, but he did. And with 315 in, the turn is the Jack of Diamonds. Obviously a terrible card for me, but he bets out for less than a third of the pot here. And I don't see how I can fold a set in that spot, given the high likelihood of him having Ace-King with the diamond tier and might pay off should I get a board pair. And with 515 in, I simply don't. With the river coming off the 8 of hearts, he tanks for about 30 seconds before ultimately betting $275 here. I snap fold. Against this opponent, I know it's the right fold. And I managed to do what I have done with the majority of the sets I've had the past 2 years, and that is to run into even bigger hands. I would then lose another $115, 3-betting a hand and folding to a 4-bet from a grinder back in town after years away. You'll notice virtually everyone that leaves Reno moves back here at some point. I'm not going to show what I folded because I'm assuming he's going to see this and act like he didn't, but suffice it to say, the day was not going well. This is a mid-session update. Have you guys ever had like a musical artist that had been around for a long time, but you just discovered them after they'd already had like an entire career almost? For me, that band has been Less Than Jake, who I believe is from Gainesville, Florida. They've been putting out stuff almost as long as Green Day, and I just started listening to them like 3 years ago, and I love a lot of their albums. What band is that for you? Let me know in the comments. We didn't get a guy jamming all in and getting called by pocket aces. Getting 2 deuces on the flop and showing the skinny. I then saved $400 guaranteed against that same opponent. I had queens. He had 3-bet. I had just called instead of going all in for his last 400. It checks all the way down on an ace-high board, and he won with ace-queen. There is a 0% chance that he would have folded ace-queen to a 4-bet jam, this particular opponent. Hell, you just saw him go all in with deuce-3. So I didn't necessarily make the right play, but I made one that benefited me short-term in that spot. Over the next 4 hours, I would not win a single significant hand. And unfortunately, I would get a lot of good starting hands that would simply get me nowhere. And death by 100 cuts would get me down to my last $400. We would then get a button straddle and an under the gun limp. +1 then makes it 80. Straddle calls the 80, and it's back around to me in the big blind with ace-king. Does anyone consider any option here other than jamming all in? I would like to hear if you do, because I wasn't 100% on it, but I felt it was the right play, so I do indeed jam all in. Limper folds, and I would love to avoid a snap call from under the gun, but I don't do that. Straddle folds and it's heads up with 915 in, and he would disgust me by showing pocket aces. But he would do something that I appreciated, and that is fast rolling them. I hate it when guys have a huge hand and think they're actually gaining something by waiting until the river to show it. It's a little thing, but something I find very annoying. This guy didn't do it, so credit to him. Anyway, obviously my 5% does not get there in terms of equity. I would bust out. And that was that. I wish I had a better ending to this session to tell you about, but I only have the one that happened. All right, wrapping up the session. The game actually could have been worse. More sharks than I'd like, given this now $5, $10, $7 rake format. But still some spots that weren't bad. Just didn't get dealt too many good hands. Did get dealt ace-king on the last hand of the day that I didn't necessarily have to go with. I appreciated the fact that the guy that I was up against fast rolled me with pocket aces. So I'm out of here $1,400 poorer than I was when I came in here. Don't feel all that terrible about most of the hands I played, but obviously not great about the result. All right, let's give you an update at the house. A couple of vlogs ago, you saw what this used to look like with the old ridiculous outdated TV nooks that were installed when this place opened 25 years ago. We got a lot of goats now in this place. A lot of goats. Greatest moment in American sports history, right over here. We got the greatest player in NBA history with a signed picture right over there. The greatest player in NHL history right here. And if you ask me, the greatest in MLB history, Willie Mays. You've already seen this. I moved it out here, right here. So we got that. As you can see, I've redone the wall and got the TV mounted. We got these seats from Candlestick Park when they closed it up in 2014. You've already seen Knights win Cup. We got Austin's little basketball hoop here, my son. And then the newest addition, right here. I've always wanted it. Finally got it after thinking about it for literally a decade. The dartboard with the automatic scoring system. And we still got Pulp Fiction over here. And a cool picture of me and Anna playing Paiute in Las Vegas. Great golf course. So there you have it. That's the way the house looks now after about 2 months of work. All right, so that's a look around the new place for now. Obviously, poker-wise, things continuing to not go well. I found myself feeling a bit nostalgic the other day when I would think back to, I think it was in either 2021 or 2022, when I had been criticized in the comments of this vlog for never posting losing vlogs. All you ever do is win. Just win, 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 win. That's all you ever do is win, 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 win. I have now become nostalgic for the days of being falsely accused of lying about winning too much. Hit those like and subscribe buttons if you're new to this channel. I genuinely appreciate all of you for being here. You can always follow along on Instagram at bendeach. And if you haven't already and are considering doing so, check out Crush Live Poker and get 25% off, as we mentioned, on a subscription for life just by going through the link in the description below. We'll see you next time.
I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating. I'm feeding this demon. Got a taste, can't erase bitterness in my face. Work a job every day till your dreams fade away. Like a card, never change, play the